Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Tonight, I've got a true story that'll make your skin crawl. This happened a few years ago in a small, quiet town in Ohio, a place where everyone knew each other, or at least they thought they did. This is about a house nobody dared to talk about, but everyone had stories about. House number 13. You ready to get scared? Let's dive in. Our story starts in an old neighborhood in Ohio. Picture this: quaint wooden houses, big yards, tall trees casting long shadows. Everyone knew everyone else. Neighbors waved, kids played in the streets, and nights were peaceful, except for one house. House number 13, at the end of a dead-end street. This house was different. Its windows were always covered with thick, dusty curtains. The yard was overgrown with weeds, and nobody ever saw anyone go in or out. The local kids swore they heard things at night. Footsteps pacing inside, shadows moving behind the curtains, but nobody dared to get close. Our main character is Emma, a 19-year-old college freshman who just moved to the neighborhood with her family. Emma was curious, loved a good mystery, and wasn't one to back down from a challenge. When the neighbors started whispering about house number 13, she just laughed it off. Probably some old recluse living there, she said. But deep down, something about that house pulled at her. She had to know more. One chilly fall night, Emma was in her room working on her college assignments. It was past 11 p.m., and a soft rain tapped against the window. Suddenly, she heard something, a faint tapping, like fingers on glass. She froze, looking at the window. Nothing, just the rain. She told herself it was probably a branch, but when she pulled back the curtain, her heart stopped. There was a wet handprint on the glass, like someone had pressed a cold, damp hand against it. Emma yanked the curtain shut, her mind racing. It's just the rain, she told herself. But when she checked again a few minutes later, the handprint was gone. The next day, Emma decided to dig deeper. She went to Mr. Johnson, an old neighbor who'd lived there forever. When she asked about house number 13, his face went pale. "Stay away from that place, Emma," he said. "Years ago, a family lived there. One night, they just vanished. No trace. And ever since, anyone who gets too close either disappears or loses their mind." Emma laughed it off, thinking he was exaggerating. But that night, as she walked home, she noticed something. A faint light flickered in the basement of house number 13. It was on for just a second, then gone, like someone didn't want to be seen. Emma couldn't shake her curiosity. She had to know what was going on. So one night, when everyone was asleep, she grabbed a flashlight, threw on a jacket, and snuck out. When she reached house number 13, her heart was pounding. The front door was old and rusted, the windows still hidden behind those heavy curtains. She stepped closer, peering through a crack in the door. Suddenly, a loud creak broke the silence. The door shifted open just an inch, like it was inviting her in. Emma's instincts screamed to run, but some strange pull made her push the door open and step inside. The air inside was thick with the smell of damp and decay, like the house had been abandoned for years. But then she saw it. Wet footprints on the floor, like someone had just walked through moments ago. Emma flicked on her flashlight and started exploring. In the living room, she found an old family photo on the wall. A man, a woman, and two kids. But their faces were scratched out, like someone had taken a knife to them. Emma felt eyes on her. She spun around, but no one was there. Just a shadow flickering at the edge of her vision. Emma decided to go upstairs. The stairs groaned under her weight, and every step seemed to echo with a faint wail from the walls. At the top, she saw a half-open door. A faint glow came from inside, like a candle was burning. She pushed the door open. In the middle of the room was a huge, dusty mirror, but what she saw in it made her blood run cold. Her reflection stared back, but behind her stood a tall, dark figure. She whipped around, but no one was there. She looked back at the mirror. The figure was closer now, its black hollow eyes locked on her. Then a whisper right in her ear. "Why did you come?" Emma screamed, dropping her flashlight. In the darkness, she felt something cold wrap around her wrist. She yanked free and bolted down the stairs, her footsteps echoing in the empty house. When she reached the front door, it wouldn't open. It was locked, like the house wanted to keep her. Heavy footsteps thudded from upstairs. Emma's panic took over. She found a broken window, climbed through, and ran. She didn't stop until she was safe in her own house. When she looked back at house number 13, the basement light flickered on and off. The next day, Emma didn't tell anyone what happened. She didn't want people to think she was crazy. But after that night, things were never the same. Every night, when she looked out her window, she saw a faint shadow standing there. Sometimes, she heard a voice whispering, calling her name. A few months later, Emma and her family moved away. House number 13 is still there. They say anyone who lives in that neighborhood eventually sees a shadow at their window. Or, if they're really unlucky, they hear a voice whispering, "Why did you come?" All right, guys, that was the story of house number 13. What do you think Emma saw? Or maybe what's still following her? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you've got your own scary stories, I want to hear them. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next scary story. Stay safe out there, especially if you're alone at night.